What if I told you that one of the most talked about fighters in the UFC right now isn't because of their highlight reel finishes or championship pedigree, but because of what they say outside the cage? Let's talk about Ian Machado Garry, the welterweight contender set to face Islam Makhachev in August. Now, I get it, this guy's got a 17-1 record, a shot at gold, and a chance to become Ireland's second UFC champ. But here's the twist. The conversation around him isn't about his striking or grappling. It's about the words coming out of his mouth. And honestly, I think this says more about the state of combat sports today than any fight tape ever will. You see, Garry recently made a comment that went viral: if the world were run by women, we'd all live better lives. Now, I'm not here to debate the merits of that statement. What does interest me is how it's being weaponized against him. Schaub, the former fighter and current commentator, recently called out Garry for talking too much and suggested he should only be allowed to talk about fighting. And honestly, I think Schaub's frustration is a mirror reflecting a much bigger issue in the UFC ecosystem. Let's unpack this. Fighters are human beings, not just entertainment units. They have opinions, personalities, and platforms. But when someone like Garry, a guy who's already an underdog in a high-stakes title shot, starts speaking out on polarizing topics, the backlash is immediate. Schaub's comparison to LeBron James' "shut up and dribble" meme is telling. It's a reminder that athletes, especially those in combat sports, are often forced to perform a version of themselves that's palatable to sponsors and fans. But here's the thing, Garry's not just talking, he's engaging. And in an era where social media has turned fighters into influencers, that's both a blessing and a curse. Now, I'll admit, some of Garry's comments might come off as performative. But what's fascinating is how quickly the conversation shifts from his skill set to his personality. It's like the UFC is caught between two worlds, one that celebrates the artistry of fighting and another that demands marketable, safe personas. And Garry? He's walking the tightrope. If he stays silent, he risks being seen as bland. If he speaks up, he's labeled a distraction. It's a no-win scenario, and I think that's the real story here. But let's not forget the bigger picture. This isn't just about Garry or Schaub. It's about how we consume combat sports. Are we ready for fighters who are more than just athletes? Or do we still want our warriors to be silent, stoic, and focused solely on the octagon? Because if that's the case, then maybe the problem isn't Garry's voice, it's our expectation that fighters should be anything but human. So here's my question to you. When a fighter's personality becomes as big as their record, does that elevate them or dilute the sport? And if Garry's words are turning people off, is it because he's being honest, or because we are not ready to hear what he's saying? I'll be honest, I don't have the answer. But one thing's clear, the conversation around Garry isn't just about his upcoming fight. It's about what kind of fighters we want to watch, and what kind of people we are willing to let speak out.